Good morning, welcome to my channel, Trucking Brow. I want to talk to you today, guys, about the pros and cons of working for an agency and the pros and cons of working for an employer. Now, I have done both. The first thing I will say about agency work is obviously the money is a lot better. However, with that said, it's the unknown. So you might earn £20 an hour on an agency, but you just don't know what days you're going to be working, how many days you can get, and sometimes even where you'll be working. So although you can earn a lot more, a lot quicker, it basically depends on you as a person whether you're flexible. So for example, I used to work for a company on the agency, and I could have got all the hours I wanted, however they were not desirable shifts. There's a lot of night work that was available, and me personally, with a young family, it just wasn't going to work. So I was taking day shifts, basically any day shifts that I could get, which was averaging 3 to 4 days a week. Now, 3 days was okay. 4 days I'd be earning the same as what I'd be earning doing 5 days employed, basically. However, the weeks where I only had 3 days were starting to bring down the wage quite considerably. Therefore, I was sort of earning probably a little bit less than I could have if I was employed. So you've got to weigh up those things. If you're someone that doesn't mind doing the night shifts and thinks it's not a problem, you know, starting at 10 at night, finishing at 10 in the morning, then great. Then you're probably not only going to earn more money for doing the night shifts, but get more shifts in general. The good thing about obviously being employed is that depending on what sort of work you do, most jobs nowadays is a set salary. So I know exactly how much I'm taking home each month. I can plan how much I'm earning to my outgoings, yada yada yada, etc, etc. So for me, with a young family, mortgage, the stability is key for me. I tried the agency, but like I said, it was just, for me, it just wasn't working. Now, with that said, when I'm maybe a lot older and, you know, looking at slowing down a bit, I think agency work would be perfect. 3 or 4 days a week would be ideal. You know, when obviously you haven't got to worry about your bills as much as when you're young. So it's definitely something that I will consider in the future, but as of now, being young, single family, mortgage, I definitely recommend being employed. I will say, if you're single, you know, living at home with parents or whatever your circumstances, we haven't got to pay out massive bills and things like that, then agency work will probably work for you, especially if you, like I say, do all the night shifts. It's not only just the wages though. I mean, there's many things you've got to take into consideration. Pension. I mean, you do get enrolled in pension schemes with agencies as well, but chances are they're probably not going to be as good as a pension scheme working for an actual company. You should see one of our lorries go past with his twirlies on. Couldn't see what the registration was. So yeah. What was I saying? I was saying about, oh yeah, my pensions. Yeah, so that's obviously a pro for being employed. And then obviously there's also another pro of being employed in most jobs. I mean, there are a lot of jobs where you can be cab hopping, but for example, in my job, I get to be in the same lorry every day, which is nice because I can keep it clean. I can, you know, make sure everything's nice, and I haven't got to worry about getting into someone else's lorry, especially now with what's gone on, COVID and now monkeypox and it's on the way. I haven't got to worry about anyone else being in my cab and potentially catching it, and even just down to like general common colds. Like if you're not sharing a cab with someone, the chances are obviously less likely that you're going to get cold, etc., etc. Bug yours. So that's another pro of being employed. Also, as well, I found with agency work. Now, this is only my personal experience. That as an agency driver, I felt like I was looked down upon a little bit, which I don't understand why. You're still a lorry driver, you're still doing the same job as the people that are employed. But yeah, you just sort of seem to be sort of looked down upon. Like, I'm not going to say the company that I was working for, but people that worked for the company got priority at the depots over the agency drivers. Now, what I mean by that is we had to help. We had to be helped to unload. So yeah, if they saw that you were an agency, because most of the time you'd have an agency high-vis, they would go and help the person that works for the company first before they would come and help you, which was a little frustrating. Like I say, it's almost, it's weird. It's kind of like, as a white male, I've never experienced racism, but that's probably about as close as I'm ever going to get in my life to it. Like, I just, yeah, it baffled me. It didn't make sense, but that's just the way it is. So yeah, do expect to be treated a little bit different, I suppose, if you do work in an agency. And now, like I say, that is personal experience. I'm not saying that's going to happen in every agency job going out there, but yeah, it was. Sorry about that, guys. Back again. Yeah, just one last thing. Obviously, with the agency work, one of the things that I found as well, it's kind of hard making any sort of relationships being an agency driver, as you don't tend to ever do the same shift as anyone else. So yeah, it kind of makes it hard to sort of get to know anybody, and you're basically self-reliant on where you're going. No one that you can really turn to for help. Like, have you been to this place, that place, etc., etc. So all in all, in my personal opinion, I believe